degenerate things.
You really shouldn't be talking about degenerate things most of the time.
Why not? It's my life. It's like if I want to walk around my house buck naked. You know what I mean? Like this is the
You
buck
also
naked.
shouldn't do that because your parents and your brother still live there.
Shush, shush you.
I probably should have made my bed, huh? I
Yeah.
forget my
So
bed's
we are
behind
gonna
me.
actually stream it then, not just.
Yeah, it's up.
I
I'm
mean, I
watching it
guess
right.
we might as well. You just pretend like we're not. Just pay no attention to the man
Uh,
behind the screen.
Should I make my bed
So
real
did,
fast?
so you should probably.
Yeah, are we gonna stream you making your bed?
So you should probably get rid of anything that might have been rude that I said.
Yeah.
We're gonna
No,
do
I
those-
literally just turned it on.
Oh, that's on the
Oh,
internet.
okay, so that wasn't there.
No, not at
That's
all.
on
No.
the internet forever.
No.
Yeah, the intros are gonna be like, yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. Walks on the beach. You notice my bed's clean.
Mine's not.
I
I
just
didn't
did
make
sheets
it
the other day.
because I don't care.
The sheet is clean. This is
Oh,
how this is my spirit animal.
Nice.
Is a flower. I don't know.
I swear,
Oh
I
man,
forget how to.
that's deep.
I forget how to pull up this chat every single time we do this.
I gotta say, Lennon, the lighting
What's
in
with
that place much better.
Hmm.
Like,
How about the lighting in my place?
Oh, this place is
Tungsten
really,
does
really
your
nice.
skin tone very well.
Thanks. Yeah, my the light, not the lighting, but
sounds
the
cute.
this house is really nice. It's really, really nice.
Landon got himself a brand new crib.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, man.
the lighting in Joe's crypt is as beautiful as
In
ever.
this dungeon.
That's because Joe's parents don't pay the electric bill. They haven't paid it in like 4 years.
Thanks,
Done it
piggyback
right.
here.
There's actually like a thing of pedals underneath his computer, and he just has to pedal constantly.
I actually have a series of hamsters that I bought, but the life expectancy of the hamsters is really short, so I gotta go get a new batch of hamsters. Then I recycle the old ones.
Nice.
Don't worry about it.
Once they pass out.
Yeah.
Recycled hamsters are delicious.
How do I? I don't know if it's live right now.
It's
It says live. It says stream will begin shortly. I don't know if we can hear ourselves on there because I have it muted, so I don't hear it twice.
I can't get it on my phone right now.
I'm probably not gonna watch the stream.
I think Mrs. Kanth said something,
Look,
but
if
I
you want to
didn't
watch the
listen to
Dota
message.
Major, it's fine. You don't.
Yeah, she says it's live.
I got money on this. I mean, I got points. Schmeckles.
I got so many speckles on this game.
Yeah, dude.
What
don't
is
know.
the conversion rate of schmeckles to shroot bucks?
Oh god. These days? Oh man.
You don't want to go anywhere for Shroot Bucks. That whole currency's just gone to hell.
I mean, if
yeah.
Trump gets elected,
I cannot.
Oh, let's. Oh my god.
I cannot.
I don't
pull
care
up
who
the chat
wins, but
on my phone. I cannot do this.
is this game?
Huh?
Oh my god. Some guy, some wise guy in the chat.
Some wise guy.
He's a cool kid. That's what it says. He's Cody the cool kid.
Cody the cool kid.
Yeah, he's a wise guy.
This guy. It's Joe's other account. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm actually on there right now.
I just wanted an excuse to use the word flaccid.
Is Kevin here?
Yeah, he is. I think he is. He's behind.
Yeah, I'm
he's
here.
Sitting there. Okay.
I'm alive.
hi Kevin.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I can't actually see him because I've got like my art easel and everything right behind me.
How's it going, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while.
Is it good,
I
Betty?
don't think you've ever actually seen Kevin, so
He's like,
I've seen him one time.
have you?
I think one time.
Really?
I forget when.
Oh, was he like walking past my camera?
I'm
or
pretty
something?
sure that was it. Yeah. It was like technical difficulties and Kevin just showed up.
Oh yeah, that was like when I was like having trouble with a thing
Yeah,
or something,
I do
right?
that from time to time. I show up.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm imagining him just showing up behind Landon's stream.
I'm just gonna pop my head into various people.
He's so
That'd
good.
be funny.
Whose house
Creepy,
is
but
he
funny.
I'm just like picturing the Rainson picture all of a sudden just moving.
No.
That would be
X-Men
great if
stuff.
we could do like a GIF of it or something.
Yeah, I'll do an
just, like-
animated GIF. Make it blink once every 5 minutes. Freak people out. They're like, wait,
Or
what?
its eyes will move back and forth.
How do I make it so that chat only apply? Okay. Testing. Send. Yes, indeed, feed the needy. So, I heard you guys might play D&D tonight. Yes! We might play D&D
Say
tonight.
what?
I think we're just gonna sit here and talk,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
could, technically.
shoot the shit.
But probably not.
Then you'd get your account banned.
Probably. If it's nothing gaming
Nah,
related.
just gaming
So
talk.
if you're
shit.
all talking game, then you could change the category to game show.
You could
right?
play
Yeah, exactly.
Hangman right now. Alright, I just drew out 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. No, 2 words. 3-letter word, 5-letter word.
Okay, the
The
hangman
penis.
wants
The penis might.
wants to know.
No. It was Joe Sucks. Okay, let's go ahead and play this game.
Is
Ah,
is
I was
there
gonna
a
go with the
dungeon
penis.
in the room?
What?
The hangman wants to know if there's a dungeon in the room. I'm role playing the hangman.
I want
Okay,
to
is
shoot
everybody
magic
there?
missiles into the darkness.
Are we gonna
How
do
exactly
this
would
thing?
there be a dungeon in the room? Wouldn't the room be
The room itself
How
is
is
a
there an
dungeon.
Not a dungeon.
underground?
Shut
How is there
up.
an underground cavern
It-
on the 3rd floor of Betrayal?
Makes sense.
Stuff happens.
We have to go deeper.
Yeah, I think you're playing the game wrong if there was an underground cavern
On the 3rd floor.
on the third floor. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You've clearly never played Betrayal.
Yeah,
Played that game.
it is a fun game.
You don't like that game?
It's alright.
You ready?
What?
For
I played it
this?
too much. I played it too much.
You ready for this? This
man.
super smooth scene change.
How can you play it too much? It's got like
Oh
100
man, it
scenarios.
didn't do it.
We probably played like 20 of them. I'd say.
Oh, let me.
I think I've only played like 5, 6.
We got to where we were starting
Some
to
of
look
them
up.
suck. Like some of them are just like impossible to do.
Yeah. Some of them are like super OP, like early game triggered, and it's like,
Did you ever do the one where there's the plant in the basement and it
and like the
shoots out
vines like come
spores?
through the window and stuff.
I don't know. It's like it can shoot spores at people.
I don't remember that one.
Oh man! Like one person gets to control like a massive plant. It's kind of like I picture the plant from Heroes of the Storm.
We are all
Trying to
askew
kill everybody?
on thing. Did you
Yeah,
fix
yeah,
that?
There was a plant one that had like tentacles that came out to like
Apparently it's anarchy right now,
windows.
Rob.
Like try to kill you.
Anarchy!
Hello? Hello?
Anarchy!
Why does this look the way that it does?
I'm Venator
Because
today.
you did something.
Oh, dude, can we roleplay as different characters today?
Play each other's characters.
Yes. It's like gender swapping, except it's character swapping.
All right, I gotta fix this.
Okay, I'm not going to be Cantharian though, because then I'd have to read the thing, his notes.
Wait, you said Rob's shirt is trashy?
Hmm?
Because it has an American flag on it?
No, it's got
What?
Queen on it.
No, is that what Joe said? I just thought about what he said.
20 minutes later, Landon's in the party.
No, I just realized what he just said. I was like, damn, Joe.
It's just an insult grenade. It just went off and landed.
No, it's cool. I like Queen. It's a cool shirt. I,
Oh.
like
My
it.
head is growing.
I want a shirt that
Ah!
has the gold stuff on it, like really bad.
I'm
but-
trying to
like
figure
the
out
one
where
that's on his.
I'm trying to figure out where I had this, so that way everyone.
Mm.
God, this is.
And then to make it extra exciting, we can also throw the DM in there. So somebody gets to be the DM, and then Rob gets to play a character.
Oh my
Apparently,
God.
since we haven't like streamed in a month, we all forgotten how.
Mm-hmm. Hold the phone.
It's like riding a bike.
It's okay. By the time we get all this done, Rob will have to go to bed,
Yep.
Bye bye.
and then we'll have it ready for next month.
Mhm. Oh, Rob got new headphones.
That's how it worked.
Dang.
Yeah, I got new headphones too.
I still got these.
They were only $120.
Heyo.
Yeah, they match my mic.
That's why you buy
Nice.
headphones.
No, they're Audio Technica. I was like, seems good.
It put people in different spots, which is weird. All right, hold on. Okay.
It's like mad heads in the chat right now. People actually want to watch this.
Apparently, I mean,
Or
this
they
is
just
what
wanna-
this is what happens when you disappear for an entire month,
Or people just want to watch us shoot the shit.
or
Or there's actually no other D&D stream on right
I'm
now.
gonna go with that one. That's
No,
probably the right
there
answer.
were other streams I saw.
I seen them.
And I didn't really look at them. I was just coming here.
And the last, but certainly least, is Mr. Joseph.
Well, hey, at least I'm always in the right spot.
Wait.
Hey.
Oh man, we're not gonna roleplay as each other's characters.
Oh no, I need to get Cantharion in here now? Son of a bitch. Properties. Select region.
This is why we can't go live early.
This is, well, originally this was all taken care of, but not anymore. Now it's all just bad.
I love the mobile app, but I can't find what I'm looking for in this mobile app, so I gotta go on here. Do-do-do-do-do.
Okay, I think we're good. Does everybody see everybody? It all looks good?
I don't know, I'm not watching the stream.
Oh,
10
yeah,
second delay.
yeah.
10 seconds away. Oh my god.
I think we're good.
Damn, there's mad D&D streams
Wait,
going on right now.
to me, it looks like Cantharion's in the wrong place, but I'm on that
I
10
just
second
popped in.
delay, I
I'm
guess
good.
Are we good? I think we're good.
Right.
Man, how are we the 9th D&D stream?
Who knows?
That's
I
so
have no
good.
idea. But I'm gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Tuesday night Dungeons and Dragons stream. It has been a very long time since we have played D&D. Almost like an entire month. We've been running into like a couple of different scheduling snafus and stuff like that. So we're here now. To play some D&D. As always, my name is Robert Steinberg, also known as Captain Rob. To the right of me, we have my good buddy Chris, who plays Cantharion, our holy paladin. Beneath Chris, we have Landon, who plays our gnome sorcerer. Beneath Landon, we have Jillian, who plays our cleric. To the left of Jillian, we have Kevin, who plays our half-elf rogue? You're rogue, right? Yeah, he's a rogue. And
I don't remember anymore.
I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. And last but certainly not least, above Kevin, we have Joseph, who is playing Venator, our full-on elf ranger. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to see all of you. I missed almost all of you.
By that he means we play Dota every night, so he doesn't miss some of us.
We do. We've been playing like a shitload of Dota because the Dota majors are out. And I bought the new compendium, so I have been like playing Dota to win hats, which basically means I've been losing a lot of games to just win hats, because hats before strats. And yeah, and then we've been watching the Dota 2 majors, which is really exciting because we got mad schmeckles on that game. So hopefully eHome can take it home, win all the way out from the bottom, and I'll get some mad schmeckles.
You know, they're just in the losers bracket, so they can just wade their way up. You know?
Yeah.
Swim up from the losers
Cream will
bracket.
rise to the top.
You know, they'll let the big sharks eat themselves up in the top.
How's everybody else doing? Has everybody else been watching the Dota majors? Has everyone been working on some art stuff? Have you been?
I've been working on some art stuff.
Oh, there you go.
I've been making little things like this. Hold on. This is a miniature coloring book.
Hey, I love coloring books. You ever gotten drunk and drawn in a coloring book?
It's too much for me, man.
It's so much fun.
So many painted. That was
You
kind of
feel-
fun.
Maybe
You know-
our versions of drunk are a little different.
You've never felt so
Couldn't
productive.
do that, but I couldn't find the crayons.
Yeah.
You've never felt so productive and so inebriated at the same time.
Right, drunk, edit, sober.
Yeah. How has everybody else been playing some D&D? Nothing.
Nope. Just
I've been watching.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Critical
D&D,
Role,
and
but that's about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've been watching D&D and thinking about the campaign I'll never run.
Yeah, there you go. That's always something there.
But Wednesdays.
It's on the back burner.
I'm gonna go ahead and get this started because we can't go like super late because obviously my work schedule changed, so I have to work in the mornings, so we can't go super duper late. But we're gonna go ahead and get this thing going here. It's been a month. Who can tell me what happened the last time we played?
All right, I'm gonna give
Cantharian.
the short version. So we got avalanched into these strange ruins. We encountered these strange symbols on a giant door. We got this door open by moving these cool crystals around, and then we got in this throne room. And in the throne room, there were these giant statues of like all the old gods, and we ended up getting in a fight with one of the statues. But then one of the other statues was of Tyr, and it helped us. And then another statue was like it was crazy. So we got through that, and then we got into this really cool room with a bunch of books. Okay, well, we got into a map room first, and then we got into a room with a bunch of cool books, and they all were apparently cursed, and they were taking us to like different, basically like pocket dimensions, pocket planes. But it turned out that we're really bad at investigation,
puzzles,
and finding things
simple
out.
logic.
But I actually
thinking.
took notes during that one.
Simple logic, aka Rob logic.
It was
eventually-
literally the first letter of every book you pulled out.
But 2 hours later, we got out of the room. It
Mhm.
was super sick. And then we met someone, Ceciline Antel.
Cecily Nantel.
Nantel.
Cecily is her first name. Nantel is her last name. And yes, that's correct. That's exactly where you left off. So I think we just jump right into it then. Let me go ahead and change the music up here. Is everybody ready? Everybody comfortable? Everybody having a good time? The temperature good? Everyone feeling good? Feeling the temperature of the room right now. All right. So you find yourselves on this back porch area of this temple that you have just gone through. On the back, there's this woman who appears to be, and the temple, as far as like above the ground, is rather high. We're talking like 50, 60 feet. And she's sitting on this back balcony. You've just gone through like this door, which it wasn't there before, but it was hidden down behind like a bookshelf, which I believe had risen and like revealed this back door to this ancient ruin. She's wearing sort of like a leather doublet, kind of. It looks nice, but it's covered in sort of reds and golds and blacks, sort of things. You notice a couple of ornate patchworks that are on her sleeves specifically. It's short. It's cut short. So your first reaction is that it doesn't appear to be, very good clothing for how cold it is up here in the frigid north. Her hair is long. It's sort of curly, but not like super curly, not like really tight curls, but sort of wavy. And is red. She looks at you, and she says, "Well, I was waiting for when you would show up. Did you find it?"
I do believe I have something of yours, and I produce the burnt book with her name.
She takes the journal from you, and a small smirk sort of creeps across her face. She says, "Oh my goodness, my field notes. Where did you find these? I thought these were lost forever." And as she's saying that, she's flipping through the pages and realizing that most of them are charred away, and that there's not really anything left inside there that can be salvaged.
Do you care to explain yourself as far as what you were doing in the southern regions where you lost this book, and now up here in the far north?
Yes, I believe that you probably deserve an explanation. This is going to sound strange, I know, but I've been following you for quite some time, and I didn't expect for you to notice, but I believe that we may be searching for the same thing. You've seen them, the beasts, haven't you?
We have, yes. We've actually been tracking one up here. Do you know of its whereabouts?
She says, yes. Well, yes and no. I have seen it before. In fact, I came out here in hopes of finding it. And in hopes of finding you. You see, She's sort of like stutters a little bit because she's afraid of saying it. She's trying to think of like a way of saying it without coming across as like very like creepy. But she says, I possess a special set of skills, and I think you may have seen me before, but unbeknownst to you. She looks at the group, specifically at Grisham and Venator. I believe Grisham and Venator are the ones that did this before. She says, but it's not exactly my journal that I was looking for. Did you find anything else in the crypt?
Yeah, I don't think we did we? I don't remember.
You did. You found there's two things.
So we found that book, right? The history book of the first king.
No, not that. I think she's referring to where we found the leather book. The burnt, charred leather book.
She's referring to what you found inside of the temple that you were just inside. You found two things. I'll just go ahead and tell you. You found the journal, the diary, the Chronicles of Oberon, the diary of the first king. But you also found a map, and I think that Grisham pocketed that map.
I think I grabbed it.
Okay, well, I think one of you has a map.
I forgot about the map.
It was like a crudely drawn map.
The map that I had, I got from the throne room in that city we were just at.
Yeah,
That's
you
probably
found
that.
like another map that was like clearly way older, and the parchment that it was written on was like way older, and it doesn't appear to be very precise. By that I mean whoever made this map probably the technology by which one makes maps, which I assume is just some motherfucker walking around out in the middle of nowhere just casually drawing scribbles. Yeah, whatever, ancient D&D technology is to cartography.
So Grisham is the one who found the important one. I found the old crappy map.
You found the old crappy map. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows which one's important?
I'll be like, yeah, also I'll pull mine out. I'll be like, indeed, I found this ancient map. It seems to be very interesting and very accurate.
She looks at you and she says, "Can I see that?" And sort of extends her hand.
Yeah, I'll hand it out.
As she takes it, she sort of unfurls it on the ground there, and she looks fascinated. Like there's this childlike wonder in her eyes as she sort of like runs over it with her fingers and says, "Oh my goodness, this is it. I can see it here." And she's sort of like running her hands like around the different continent and like certain lines and stuff like that. And she says, "My goodness, this is fascinating."
What does it mean?
She looks up to you and smiles and says, "Well, you have no idea what you've just found. This is the path of Oberon. This is the journey of the first king." And as she holds it up to like the sky and is like looking at it like against it, it's like a bright and sunshiny day, even though it's like still snowy out, but it's that sort of like the sun is out and there's like no clouds, but there's still like snow on the ground because it's still cold enough for that. She holds it up to the sun and says, "Can you not see it?"
I mean, do I see anything when I look at it?
Everybody make an Arcana check for me, please. Wow. Venator got a 4. Shadow got a 13. Vincent got a 7.
Shadow, don't you have like a plus 11?
Okay. I'm pretty sure she rolled a 2. So As she holds up this map against the sky, Grisham, you notice, and Grisham's not very magic. Is Grisham magic savvy in any way, shape, or form?
No, not really.
Okay.
He might know a thing or two about maps in his line of work, but he doesn't really know too much specifically about magic.
Okay, so you notice that there's something peculiar about this map, that perhaps someone was trying to hide something inside this map. Let's say that seems to make more sense in this situation. You see that there's some sort of hidden message on this map, perhaps even hidden beyond the beyond eyesight. If that helps. Does that make sense? Does that sound like something I could do? It's D&D. Anything can happen, right?
Sure.
So you notice
maybe it's a hidden cipher.
Yeah, some sort of hidden cipher or something like that. Yeah.
Like you could use like lemon juice, and you'd use a flame. To
Exactly.
Give it
That's what I'm
Invisible
thinking.
ink. Really?
I'm thinking of like invisible ink, but like let's pick something less childish than just lemon ink.
Because in my line of work, as a rogue, we use lemon juice to hidden messages all the time.
It's just Grisham
That's what they used
with
to
pockets
do.
of
Don't
lemons.
tell anyone. I only do that when I'm really high.
One pocket full of radishes, another pocket full of lemons.
So she holds this map up, and Grisham, you notice that there's some sort of hidden cipher upon this map, and you notice you've seen things like this before. Although you may not understand how to create something like this, you recognize that people in the past have used this to hide the whereabouts of like maybe like somebody has is writing down all of their stolen goods. But then they have like this, they can make it disappear so that like the normal eye can't see it, but they can make it reappear again. So you notice that there's you know that there's like some sort of trigger that will allow, whatever it is to reappear on the paper as it was originally written.
So yeah, I'm just like, I don't see anything. That's really strange.
Well, do you notice that? Point out what I see.
She pulls the map down, and she sort of scratches her head, not entirely sure how to decipher it. Clearly it is of very, very old descent. She looks back up to you and says, "Did you find anything else inside the tomb? Or did you just find this map?" I shouldn't say tomb, it's technically not a tomb. I mean, I guess it's kind of a tomb. There's probably dead shit in there. But, like, it's more of a temple than anything else.
Rob, you're ruining my immersion.
Did you find anything else inside of the temple?
Shadow, I believe you have a diary.
Wait, why are we even telling her this? Why is it that we're giving her this information and sharing things with this person?
Do you say that out loud?
Her? Yes, I'm saying this out loud. I'm looking at Cantharion. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yes, I understand.
We just met this stranger, and you're like, oh yeah, sure, here you go, buddy. This is what we found. In the like, no, what are you doing? Do you know this person?
Yeah, I look at the female and I can say, I understand your interest in these things roaming around, but what is your interest in us?
Yeah, I don't understand what this has to do with us.
She sort of lowers her head and says, look, I don't... This is going to come off as strange. And hear me out here. But, my job used to be to find and research these things for an organization of sorts. And as she says that, she sort of gives you like a sly smile and like holds her hands together like towards her chest.
And what
So you're
sort
the
of
Order's spy then? You're the spy working for the Order, keeping tabs on us, and that's how he knew so much when we talked to him? That's what you're saying?
She says, "Oh no, spy, that sounds awful. That just
Oh,
sounds.
stop. We're all professionals here, aren't we? I roll my eyes.
She says, I promise, I wasn't spying. If anything, it was more of eavesdropping, or
And after you eavesdrop, did you report it to someone else?
she shrugs her shoulders and says, not yet. You have to understand, I have the best of intentions here. I wish for you to find these things, and I also as well. I want to understand what it is and why these exist, and so do my superiors. And I know sometimes they might come off as a bit unorthodox, but but it is of my best interest and of your best interest for us to share what we may or may not have learned. And I'm afraid... Okay, go ahead.
Go on. Okay, yeah, in the middle of this, I kind of just, as she's stammering through her dialogue, I pull out my blade and I say, who are you working for exactly?
She says, she's sort of taken aback and scared. Actually, roll, are you trying to intimidate her? Or are you trying
Well,
to...
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Yes. To roll an intimidation check. Let's see. 14. It's not great. Let me roll against this. Hold on 1 second. Ah, you beat me. She sort of slinks back until her back hits the back railing. And as she leans backwards, she says, you have to understand, I don't want to hurt anyone. And I don't think they want to hurt anyone. I was just looking for a way out. You know, for a way to see the world. And this was my chance. I can't say I believe them. I can't say I believe what they stand for or anything like that. And by no means did I ever mean for any harm to come to you. But I think I might need to rely on you in order to figure this all out.
I take a couple steps toward her and I say, field notes at the bottom of a dormant volcano, and now journals and maps with secrets written all over them inside of tombs here. What exactly are you not telling us? Quit beating around the bush. What is all this about?
Okay. She sort of like feels your blade, like not actually feels it, but she can like feel like the sense of your blade like cutting into her chest. And she says, I think I know where they're coming from. I think I know why they're here. And I think I know where they'll be. Now, if you would be so kind as to lower your weapon, perhaps we could have a more civil conversation. I have a place for us to go, after all.
I simply sheath my blade and then just cross my arms over my chest.
She sort of like lets out a sigh of relief as she like lowers her shoulders and her hands. And she says, again, I do apologize. I understand how this must look. I am not as skilled of an adventurer as you are. The lot of you, and she sort of gestures to all of you, I'm simply an explorer, a historian of sorts. I study the happenings of pre-rupture history. That is my specialty, or it was at least when I was in school, and I believe that the Order may have seen certain promise in me. And in doing that...
Do you have some sort of value to impart to us, or is there really any way we can trust you? I mean, what are you going to give to us?
She sort of like...
as reassurance?
She sort of like, you know, reveals her body in her hands and says, I am unarmed. I mean no harm.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, what information can you provide for us to help us on our journey? Otherwise, hit the road. We don't need a third
Cecily,
wheel.
you have to understand that our last encounter with the Order led us to believe that they were not just seeking understanding of these things, but maybe something more. Maybe they were seeking to control them in some way. And your presence here, if you've been following us for a while, you've seen what they've been trying to do with us.
She
And
says,
you've seen what we've been trying to do.
she says, well, I have only seen you on the outskirts of Oberon. I have never seen you. I've never followed you into. I'm trying to think of a way to say I've never followed you into town. She never went to Marisium, is what I'm trying to say. I do not know the intentions of what my superiors may plan to do. I only know the task that I was given, which was to learn as much as possible. And to be honest, I find it truly fascinating.
So what have you learned?
She says, well, why don't I show you? And sort of like gives
Care
you a
to
nod,
elaborate?
like, this is gonna be weird, but if you trust me, I'll show you.
Well, the thing is, we don't trust you.
I'm willing to take a leap of faith, but know that we are not out to just understand these creatures. We are out to understand them and put a stop to whatever has brought them about. These are creatures who are decimating and destroying peoples of this land, and they have to be stopped.
She nods and says that, yes, perhaps you are correct. And if my theory is true, then someone of your caliber may be Oberon's only hope. Here.
I just kind of wave my hands and I say, then lead us to whatever hold you have.
She says, oh, no need to lead. I can show you. Right here. And then she sort of like hops up onto the back of the railing, and slowly you can see like her body begins to change shape. She turns into like this sort of like a medium-sized horned owl that's perched on this banister, and then sort of flies off towards the forest. She's gone for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes before she returns carrying like what appears to be like a large traveler's pack, like inside her 2 talons. As she sort of flies back to the balcony and like lays it down on the ground, the front flap opens up, and she like sort of transforms back into herself. And as she transforms back to herself, she shakes off a little bit. She says, "Whew, you never get used to that," and gives you a smile. And then she looks at Shadow's face and realizes the confusion.
And she's in shock. Yeah.
Yeah. She goes, ah, that look. I remember that look.
What are you?
What is such a strong word? I like to think of myself as just a, normal, everyday human, just like the rest of you, only I possess a special set of skills, as some would say.
Do you turn into any other animals?
Yes. I can turn into, and she starts rambling stuff off. I can turn into a rat. I can turn into a bear. I can turn into a bunny rabbit. I can turn into, and like, as she's naming off all of these things, and as she says bunny rabbit, you appear to distinctly remember a scene where 2 of you were trying to shoot an arrow at a rabbit in the swamp that ran away from you.
Wow. Well played.
She says, and as she says that, she notices like that Cantharion like sort of picked up on that she might have been there, and she sort of gives you a look that says, you know, it's a really good thing that that Venator is not a crack shot, or else we might not be here.
So I motioned towards it was just a pack, just like a traveler's pack.
Yeah.
So I just motion towards it and I say, well, show us what you have then.
Ah, yes.
Show me what you got.
In that case, this might feel a little weird. As she says that, she sort of like holds up her hands, and she begins like getting smaller and smaller, turning into like this little tiny mouse. But you notice that like as she's getting smaller, you are also getting smaller. And the world around you is getting larger. And she just polymorphed all of you into little mice, and then goes inside the traveler's pack. You're all mice now. Do you follow her inside there?
Squeak my way in.
Yeah, I want to escape any other owls that might be out there. So
Wait, we don't get will saves for this. Come on now.
All right, you can will save against it if you want to.
I mean, I was willing.
I guess like
so...
if you're willing, then you wouldn't do it. But if you were not willing, you can always will save against this, and not, you know, sort of be present for the exposition that comes after.
I'm not making a will save. I was a will.
I'm just gonna go with the DM and let him turn us into mice.
I love this idea inside my mind brain.
I suppose I won't resist it. Though I would, I think it would be more fun for me to be the only person who wasn't a mouse and pick up the pack and just start walking.
Okay,
you have different ideas of fun. You know, being down there and you being up there. So.
I'll become a mouse too.
Just changed us all to eat us.
It's a trap.
And then you go inside the pack, and it turns out she's a snake. Oh, roll for initiative.
Hey guys, I got candy in
total
my
party
bag.
kill. Goodbye, everybody. That ends this campaign. See you
And
whenever.
it's over. Back to the Totem Majors. Okay, so does anybody try and willfully not become a mouse? Nobody? Nobody? She did cast Polymorph. I'm gonna mark off a third level spell slot here. She did cast Polymorph on everybody, but herself. I guess she could just turn herself if she wants. All right. In that case, we're moving on to the next one. She takes you inside this bag. You notice that.
So are we able to speak, or do we just squeak?
You squeak, but you're able to like understand each other's words. So it doesn't sound like squeaking. But if you were like a normal human, you would just hear squeaking. Incessant squeaking if you're talking a lot. So inside this bag, you see like there's like an enormous rolled up scroll. It's a normal size scroll, but like it's at mouse size. It's like huge. There's also like a thing of rope and some climbing like pittons, and there's like a couple turnips, and one of them has like a bite taken out of it. And there's like a little tiny house. It's almost like a little dollhouse. And the mouse like sort of crawls inside the dollhouse door, and inside you see like it's a rather cozy little mouse house. It has like everything that like a normal dollhouse would. So the furniture inside isn't like super nice. It's like, but it's of appropriate size. So it looks like it's made of like plastic and wood, and I'm probably not plastic. I don't imagine they have plastic in Dungeons and Dragons. But like wood and like cloth and things like that. But she sort of like walks inside, and you see like, you know, the living room and like a little kitchen area, but the kitchen doesn't work because like there's no gas or anything like that. It's just like a stove with like a fake pot on top of it, a fake stove with a fake pot. And as you walk towards, I'm sorry.
It's a show home.
Yeah, it's like a show home. It's like a rental. Yeah. And as you walk towards the back of this little mouse home, you see that there's a little mouse office, like a little mouse study, and on the walls are all of these pictures, and you see that there are 5 drawings of these creatures, and they're not only like they're not like the drawings that you've seen before, like crudely drawn sketches of these things. These are pretty intricate drawings. Like whoever had drawn these has seen these things before. And you see like the one that you recognize is a picture of that dog. And your first thought is like, yes, this is definitely that creature that we saw before. And then your second thought is, Cecily's a pretty good artist. And on next to this is like this like whole like lidded area for like a map, and she has her own drawn map there, which she sort of tears away, and she shimmies back to Cantharion and asks, "Wait, does she still have the map, or did she give it back to you?"
She still has it.
Okay. She rolls the map against this thing that has all of these pictures of these creatures above it. And as she does that, she sort of like lights this like fire underneath it, and this like crazy like purple smoke and stuff comes up, and you begin to see these lines that are going on this map. Anyone who is like really good at magic recognizes that there's a magical essence in the air. I mean, not just the fact that your mice is magic, but like the magical smoke and stuff. Like Venator can probably notice that there's some sort of like fey art, like fey magics going on inside of this room. And these lines begin to draw out on this map, and she says, "There it is. That is the path of Oberon, the first king. That was his journey." She turns to Cantharion, actually not, to sort of to all of you, and says, "Do you know the history of the first king? Do you remember?"
We've been gathering some bits and pieces through our travels in those ruins.
She says, "Then perhaps I should enlighten you. The first king Oberon, he of which cleansed the world and brought us here and built our nation, disappeared towards the end of his days. He was never seen and was never recorded. And those that saw him leave believe that he went on some sort of journey, a pilgrimage. And I think that these creatures are connected to it. What you have found is the map of his journey. I truly believe that the writing on this paper is his. And I believe that if we follow this trail, you will find the rest of these creatures. And it is their history that I fear for the most. That I fear of the most."
Looking at the map, do we see, so we can see like, it's just kind of like a line that drew itself onto the map?
Correct.
And that line, does it coincide with like where we found that hellhound and like where we encountered that that dragon, like the, well, not dragon, but like the dripping dragon-like creature?
Yes. So you notice that the line sort of goes all around the continent, but in two parts it seems to intersect with like the general area of where you found both of those things. If that makes sense.
And then like relative to where we think we're approximately at, because we knew where we were heading, relative to that, like, I guess what I'm asking is, because I can't read maps that well probably, but can I get like an idea of like what direction the next kind of thing, like, are there any plot points on these lines, or is it literally just a line?
It's difficult to say. You notice that there are points upon the map that have been crossed off. So it's like a line that goes across the entire continent with X's on it, but there are more than 5 X's on this map. So she says that she believes there to be 5 of these beasts, that she has seen 5 of them without this map. She had no idea, like, that she just had an inkling that there was something inside of that temple that she needed to get to, and she couldn't get to it, not by herself. So this trail has X's upon it all over it. As to what those designate, she does not know. And I'm imagining like 12 different X's upon this, all across the continent of Oberon.
So, Cecily, it appears that this path that you speak of does coincide with these creatures. So, would this tell us where the creature in the frozen north could be?
I believe so, yes. You have to understand, in order to create a world, and again, this is for all I know, myth and folklore, but in order to create a world in which we could exist in, this world had to first be cleansed of everything that would cause us not to be able to exist. Creatures or tyrants or anything of the matter. And then there's also... And she sort of like puts her finger up to her lips and says... And then there's also Bastion.
The sun.
She says, yes, the sun, you know of him.
Like I said, we've picked up bits and pieces in our travels to these ruins.
So then you know of Bastion, the first mage.
Just look around and I'm just like, sort of?
She sort of looks down and says, it is a tragic tale indeed. The tale of that young boy. The child who was slaughtered by his own father. And yet that which brought to the world so much, and she sort of struggles with pulling at the words. She says, Bastion was unique. He was special. Special in a way like you, and gestures towards Vincent, and I. He also was endowed with a special set of skills, and at that time was seen as something of a mutant or a demon. After the passing of Oberon's son, the world began to be inhabited by these creatures. And it is my theory, and again just a theory, I believe that Oberon left to cleanse the world once again, to bring order to our world, so that way all can be even, all can be balanced. And I fear that it is all happening in a cycle. The rupture brought with it this magic that had not existed for hundreds of years. And with that magic comes these creatures that wish to tear apart this world. I think these creatures are Oberon, hoping to balance this world once more. And as she says that, she sort of gives you a look like, please don't think I sound crazy. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but I have a feeling about this one.
Can I do... I don't know, I kind of feel like I would just know, like, creation myths as far as they pertain to, like, Tyr and, like, religion.
Yeah.
So, I would just say, yeah, you know, every creation story also comes with a sort of an end time story, and these things are certainly foretold, but I always thought they were just meant to keep children and people faithful. I didn't know there was any bearing to them.
She says, it is difficult to say. That history has long but all been forgotten. But this that you have here, you have found artifacts that this could have happened. And you have his journal. Clearly you have his journal, you have the writings of the old king. Have you read it? Is there anything in there that could help us?
I just look at Shadow and I say, I know that each time we've looked at it, it's shown us something different. It's almost magical in some way. I'm not sure if we could look at it again so soon and get more information.
You can. I've written another passage. Would you like to?
Did you get the diary out?
Yeah, let me get the diary out. The diary, also known as my Gmail.
Let me get your Gmail.
All right, that's a rent check. That is an audition. There is...
There's a search option.
I just got emails from my grandfather, not emails from me.
This week's episode brought to you by Google. Faster, more convenient than ever.
Faster, more convenient. Over on journal entry number 3. Okay, here we go. So you open up the journal, and the pages again sort of like begin flipping frantically. You see like again, nothing on any of these pages, but as it flips, it finally gets to where it left off before, and the words slowly begin to fill in on the page. The words read as follows. Bastion has begun his schooling and is doing fantastically well. He must get that from his mother. Books were certainly never my strong point. In about a month after the cold winter moves on, we will begin combat training. The boy may be young, but he will always need to be prepared to protect himself. Our world can be harsh. I have relieved my officers so they create their strongholds across our great continent. John wrote me after arriving to the west. He says the grass has already started to break through the snow. A good sign indeed. A healthy harvest I see in our future. I lent Vrak a warship. He mentioned having no interest in staying within the Citadel. Orcs hunger for adventure, he says. I pray that he finds it. Bastion appears to hunger for adventure as well. Just the other day I caught him on top of the granary roof. Perhaps he has a bit of orc in him after all. He certainly must get that from his mother. End of journal entry 3.
Seems we just have more questions than answers.
She sort of like, she gives you an inquisitive look and says, well, in that case, I believe our journey must continue. Where shall you go next?
Well, our mission remains unchanged. We seek to end the endless winter, to stop that creature. So we need to seek it out, and hopefully this path can lead us to the next one.
She sort of gestures outside of the house and says, perhaps this conversation would best take place in our normal attire. Unless anybody else has anything else they want to talk about before leaving this room. I actually had a map for this room, but I just didn't change it to this room because I was like, I'm not changing maps around.
You little mice tokens?
Yeah, I might have had little mice tokens, but y'all weren't all fired up about being mice, so...
I was half expecting this to be like a bag of holding.
No,
we're dead.
and you walk into a void where there's no air, and you're dead. Full party wipe, back to Dota Majors.
I just wanted to know why she had one of my turnips and how she got
Turnip.
That's not one of your turnips. You don't just own all turnips.
Oh, so everybody else is carrying around turnips too, wants to be like Grisham?
Maybe she got them in... Actually, I'm going to say she got them in the same town that you were in. She was well, no, because you got them in Mauritium, so she couldn't get them in Mauritium because she was never there. Spoiler alert, she was never there. So yeah, it's just happenstance.
You already told us that.
Yeah. So yeah,
Rob just has word vomit right now. He's like, oh, I was supposed to tell him that. Well, you know now.
I planned this out a month ago. This is like way harder to remember than I thought.
I'm stealing the turnip.
Okay.
A turnip is like as big as you.
So
after I'm not a mouse anymore.
As you walk out
dragging out this nasty massive.
As you walk out the
You see
bag,
nothing?
each of you slowly transforms back into your normal bodies. And as you do so, Grisham is quite handily able to pick the turnip up with him, and as his hand turns from like a tiny little mouse hand into like a big man hand, it like grasps the turnip and like pockets it in one smooth motion. She'll remember that. This is like a telltale game. Cicely will remember that.
Ooh, she saw.
I stare her down while I'm doing.
Just
She
take a
saw me,
bite.
I just like looked at her. I'm just like, yeah. What are
And
you
he
gonna do
spits
about
it out at her like in her face.
I imagine it's just like Vincent when he stole that bread from that old lady. So you turn back into your normal human selves. You're on the back porch area here, and she says, "There. Now I have shared everything with you. Back to the conversation at hand. Where will you go next?" She also brought the map out with her, and like gives
I was
it.
gonna say
She gives
let
it
me
back
print
to
the
you.
map. Oh wait.
Yeah, she gives it back to you.
So yeah, I mean, just glancing at the map, like I said, relative to where I can guesstimate we are, like, are there any points of interest like nearby, like any of those X's nearby?
It's not so much X's, but you do notice that the trail of the map goes up into these mountains, northeast of where you are right now. It goes like up into these mountains and curls back around before like going around the northern tip of the continent and coming back down. So you gather that somewhere up in there is probably where, if the theory is correct, and these creatures would be found on this path somewhere, then you believe that it will be up there. Another one of you has another item that might be of significance, but you might not remember that you have it. It was given to you on the very first day that we played Dungeons and Dragons.
Their first day or my first day?
Their first day.
Oh,
Is it
You
that
did.
dress? It's the dress. I know it.
It is not the dress. Did you keep the dress?
He kept the dress.
No.
No, you put it on.
I thought you
Wearing
put the
the
dress-
dress.
You
You
put
put
it
the
on
dress
that
on.
frozen woman, or
Yeah.
or like everyone's
Oh, yeah,
sleeping.
yeah.
he's saving it for a rainy day.
Yeah.
A
You never
rainy,
know when a dress can come.
lonely, cold day.
One of you does
I
have.
have a red and orange desert flower.
That is not the item of importance. Okay, I'm gonna come out and say it. Landon, what did you? I'm sorry, Vincent. What is the item that I gave you right when we started the campaign?
Was it a jeweled pendant?
Nope.
This was like 8 months ago for anybody who's watching this.
You didn't put it in your
Staff.
inventory?
It wasn't a
This was before
staff.
the dates.
Everyone got a love letter, and with their love letter came some sort of item of significance.
Oh. Yeah. There's
It was a turnip.
a water
Guys,
skin.
you're actually supposed
It was
to
not a
read your
water
letters.
skin.
Yo, turn up.
No, I don't know. I've completely forgotten or didn't write it down.
Still
Landon
have my love letter.
Landon has like a crudely, again, not.
Oh yeah. No, was it like a map or something?
It's sort of like a map. It's like a guide to where you believe ley lines are in this world.
I remember now. Yes.
Yes. I don't want to just walk you through it, but
Yeah, I didn't write it down.
like, you have a bunch of keys. They could unlock things like. So you have that.
Mhm. Yeah, I wrote it down this time.
Cool.
That'll probably make things easier in the future.
So what do you do with that information, Landon?
Yes, I hold it out.
as our magical expert, Vincent, perhaps you have some insight into what our next step could be.
I just remembered that I have this.
Yes, and you present the ley lines map that you have. What do you do?
I Unroll it.
So does any of it line up with like the path, the first king's path, the purple line or whatever? Does any of Vincent's map line up with that? Like, are there any points of interest that coexist?
That's a good question. How would you figure that out?
I'd put them next to each other, and I'd play like it's a highlights magazine. Like, what is different and what's the same?
Okay. As you do that, you begin to recognize that there are points inside this where this line overlaps. There are specific points where the line appears to cross directly into those magical ley lines. And 2 of which you have been to before. And there appears to be 5.
So then the closest one, the one that on that path that heads northeast, one of those
points appears as if it would connect directly with this path of the first king.
So I finish my I'm doing this for probably like 7 solid minutes, just like that, and then like that, and like I'm not using my hands or anything. I'm just doing this the whole time. And then I look up and I go, I believe right here, and I like point onto the map, is where we'll find the next creature, if the pattern remains. Cecily, could you lead us to this point?
She says, yes, I believe that I can. Although, if the creature is there, I think it best for me to keep a distance, so to speak. She says that with sort of like this look of, I really don't want to fight. Like, I'm not the type of person that should be fighting things.
Perhaps you could transform into a useful animal and help
Like,
assist carry
she says like a
things
mouse?
for us. No, like
An owl.
a horse that
A
Venator will
bunny
not
rabbit. A horse that Venator will... I should have made her one of the horses. Oh my god. I didn't even think of that.
The horse that Venator ate.
She says, she looks at you confused and says, a horse? Well, that's one I've certainly never tried before, but I believe I could.
I think it's as fine an idea as any.
Okay. Anybody else got anything more to do before we continue down this path? Nope. Alrighty then. She transforms into a horse. She doesn't. It's not like her horse is like sort of like it's not like a perfect horse. Like, she clearly hasn't done this before. So her horse is a bit more not like the way that I said the way that I said that, it sounds like
It's like
it
the
sounds
horse
like a
is like,
lame horse,
"Please
but it's
kill
not,
me."
it's not like a lame horse. It's more of like the horse is very like majestically like feminine-esque, you know. Like, I imagine druids in this world, they
Is it a unicorn?
it's not a unicorn.
I think what he's saying is it's a horse with boobs.
No,
Like
it's,
My Little Pony?
I imagine it's like you look at it and if you saw it, you would go, it looks
Does it have DSLs?
no.
It's like My Little Pony, but
Is
in
it like
the world.
is it like a centaur where it's just like horse
I'm
horse
imagining
bottom,
almost like the horse
upper girl top?
I'm imagining almost like the horse from Hercules, where it's like the proportions on the
okay.
horse are weird, and like the horse is like, you know, sort of like not, it doesn't look like a horse, you know. Like, clearly whoever's done this is like, oh, like if you saw that horse, you'd go, I don't think that's a horse. I think that's a person
It looks like a
transformed into a horse.
cartoon.
Almost like a cartoon, not a cartoon though. She transforms into that horse and looks down and realizes that she's on a balcony that's like 60 foot up, and then looks back at Cantharion and the lot of you.
So we know there's an avalanche back there. So how, like, looks like it's pretty far down. Like, I lean over the railing and I'm like, yep, looks like it's pretty far down.
I just imagine you like spit and like listen to hear when it hits the ground. Oh, and we lost Chris. And
Don't click the wrong button. Don't
Chris
click the wrong button, guys.
is back.
Did I break everything?
Maybe you're spinning. All right, you're back. So she looks over the edge and sees that large fall, and looks back at the lot of you. What do you, what do you want to do?
Does it look like there's any path? I mean, this is literally, I picture like it's just a balcony and then there's like mountains.
That's exactly what you
Yeah,
see.
so
It's
I'm
like a
just
balcony that looks out over like these woods and mountains and things like that. It's a very nice view.
So I turn back to Cecily and I just go, so is there a form that perhaps could get us all down the mountain first before this horse form would take effect?
She turns like back into her human form and like starts sifting through her bag, and she pulls out like that rope and the climbing pythons and says, I have this, and like sort of presents it to you. She does it in such a way that she's like, I don't know how to use this. Like
This is a plant that cannot fail. So like, is it? I mean, it's like a couple 100 feet, right?
I said it's like 50 or 60 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I grab him from her and I'm like, we got this.
So you guys are all
How
gonna
to mount.
I
slide
read a
down the
book
rope
on
and
these
get
guys.
onto the ground.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and say you guys slide down the rope, you get down to the bottom. She sort of like is able to shimmy down the rope and get down there as well, but she transforms back into the horse, and it leads you up into the mountains. You guys definitely want to go to the ley line spot.
Yes. Yes.
That's a Cantharion, yes. Is that a collective yes, everybody?
I was kind of wanting to go to the desert, check out the desert people.
You could do
See
that
what they're
if you wanted to
doing.
do that.
If Venator takes this inopportune moment to leave the party. Deuces.
Bye, y'all. Peace.
Okay, so
I am going where Cantharion says we want to go because his church is paying me, so.
oh my goodness, I just realized, are you guys even on the one that I'm looking at right now? You guys the entire time have not been looking at the screen that the stream's been looking
We've been
at.
on a cliff
You're right.
for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been at the same thing for the whole thing.
Oh, well that's unfortunate. I'm gonna show you really quick what you would have seen had you been in the right spot.
Oh, look, we're back at
Quick,
I've seen that place before.
every
Hope Priscilla's
single.
doing well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
those elves.
we're back in
remember
Bobo's
that.
house.
Okay.
It's catching up in the last 8 months. Oh, this is when the avalanche crashed us into the place.
You were supposed to be here the whole time.
Oh, hi, Poopy. Right.
Okay, so
My immersion.
she's able to take you up into the mountains. And as she gets towards like the top of this mountain, she sort of like backs away and sort of like nudges you forward. You see like there are these ruins on top of this mountain, these sort of like broken away walls and whatnot. The broken away walls appear as if there was some sort of like watchtower here at one point, but it has been completely destroyed. There's like rubble on the ground, large sheets of ice, and almost like what are the stalactites that come up from the ground? Are those stalactites that come up from the ground, or stalagmites?
Yes.
Anyway, there's like these sort of like ice spikes found
Just
throughout.
remember, C ceiling, G ground.
Yeah, and you can hear like this low rumble, coming from just beyond like the cusp of this plateau. And she sort of nudges you forward as she slowly backs away.
Alright, I investigate. I look for any hints of travel, and I'm just waiting for my spider sense to tingle, essentially.
Okay, go ahead and do do we have investigation? If not investigation, do perception.
We do have investigation.
All right, go ahead and do an investigation check for me.
I don't... Look, I'm looking around, guys. I don't think it's here. I'm pretty sure we went the wrong way. I'm pretty
Wow, you got a 1. You notice, even though there's like these strange, like enormous sheets of ice everywhere, and like these ice that's like hanging off of these like like walls and stuff like that. You look around, and you go, huh, nothing out of the ordinary.
I turn back to Cecily and I'm like, "Are you sure we followed the path accurately?" I don't
As
see
you
anything.
turn back, she is now like gone. Like she is transformed into something other than this horse, and she is not behind you.
So I look to the rest of the group and I'd say, "Dude, I'm not seeing anything. I feel like we may have gotten lost at some point. Anyone else see anything?" And my whole party left. Where'd they go? Where'd everyone go? Not again.
I like just waiting and letting him do his thing. Honestly.
Are you going to continue forward? I can't give you more if you don't move from your spot.
Like, I guess I'll keep going forward and looking. I don't know.
All right, let's see.
Worst party leader ever.
Everyone else is just, I'm like, does anyone else see anything? And they just stare at me. They're just like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's good feedback. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, you guys, everyone go. Are you all moving forward like marching forward? Or are you sneaking? Or like what sort of thing are you doing here?
I totally told everyone to
Sneaking with
steal third.
Cantharion?
Yeah, I told everyone to steal third at this point.
Okay, so all of you are sneak. I need to go ahead and get a sneak check from each one of you.
Sneak check.
Yes, or stealth check.
Snuckering.
I'm really good at sneaking.
Cantharion got a 1, Shadow got a 3, Vincent got a 5.
I'm super sneaky though.
I
So-
think
Yeah.
Cantharion fell down and I tripped over it.
Grisham got a 14. Venator got a 21. Okay. Alright. Venator, you are the only one who is sort of like not being noticeable right now. As you sort of walk over the cusp of this plateau, you find like this sort of this busted down like sort of watchtower, and all these ice sheets upon the ground appear to come together in this one point, and laying upon that ice sheet is this large creature. It appears to be like a cat made of ice. Its long claws come out from its hand, and they scrape away at this ice that's on the ground, causing these like large chunks to be like sort of taken out, almost as if it's like sharpening its claws the way that cats do in the jungle, like they scrape their claws upon like trees and stuff. It's sort of like sharpening its claws, and as you sort of come up over its head, like slowly turns, and that slow sort of rolling growl that you were hearing before begins to get slower and deeper as it turns and sees. It was only able to see 4 of you there, not being able to see Venator, but as it turns, it looks to you. I'm gonna need everybody to roll for initiative, and Venator, you get a surprise round since this thing does not know that you're there.
We don't have tokens yet.
Yeah, you
Do we
do.
have-
They all should be on the map. Wait, are you guys? Do I
Sorry,
have-
it's a big map.
it is a
I
very
have
big
to
map.
scroll.
All right, so we have Grisha. Is
That boss roll.
So far, we got 2 2s and a 1, boys. It's gonna be a great night.
I'm just impressed you've managed to roll 3 1s in a row.
Yeah.
Well, no, those are 2s. It's because it's -1.
Hey, you've rolled 3 1s in a row. That's all I see.
Really? I'm
Wow.
the one.
Technically, I'm
Apparently, we are all going last.
Shadow rolled a nat 1. Okay. Venator, since you have a surprise round, you can either go first, or you can put yourself anywhere in this order that you want.
You mean like, so I'll either. Okay.
So you are stealth right now. The creature does not know that you are there. So you can put yourself later in this order, or you can go first.
I shall go first.
All right. In that case, I'm going to put Venator up here. And what do you do, man? What do you do? This cat is sharpening its claws as it turns to look at your group of friends. You can put yourself sort of in any order you want to right here. All of this stuff right here is walls. You can probably climb over them if you wanted to, but they're like about, I would say, like 10 feet high. Anything that is ice that's on the ground is rough terrain. And there is this tent here.
So is our distance going to be hampered by that?
Your move speed is halved when you're in rough terrain.
So if these walls are 10 feet high, if I was next to one, could I
Shoot over it?
see the beast and shoot over it?
No, you could not.
Okay,
That
so
would
how
be a
far
rather
back?
impressive feat if you could fire an arrow in the air and have it arc down and hit something on the other side.
Well, I didn't know if it was like so big that I could see it like over the 10-foot wall.
No, these
But
are
I
not
guess
like
that would-
these are not like chest high walls. These are
Okay.
walls that are the only way to pass over them is to literally climb over them.
No, I think he was meaning the beast is so big that he could see it even though he's behind the wall because it's taller than the wall.
Huh. I never thought about how tall it is on four legs. It's big,
No,
like long.
Yeah.
How tall is 10 feet? How tall am I? Hold on. let me
About
see.
your ceiling.
A
Trust me,
basketball
you
hoop
won't
is 10
be
feet.
able to see it over 10 feet. I'm just
No,
gonna
I don't
say
think so. I don't think so.
If you were stood back enough so that you were on the other side of the room, basically, then you'd be able to see.
I'm
over.
thinking it's about the size of like a mid-sized elephant, like when it's like not a full-grown elephant. 'Cause aren't full-grown elephants like 12 feet tall? Blaine needs to help me out here. He knows a lot about animals. I'm gonna say no. Let's just say for the sake of combat funness, no.
Let's see here. This isn't one action. And that would be an action. So, man, damn, awkward.
Take your time. No one's waiting on you.
I'm gonna move up to here. Oops, grab my token. So I'm gonna move 35 feet up to here.
Okay.
All right, I guess I'll get up to there. And then I'm going to use a bonus action to Hunter's Mark the creature.
Okay.
And
Pretend
then...
this looks like a giant cat, by the way. It's the only thing that I had that looked like an icy thing.
Okay, so giant cat, and then I'm going to fire off a longbow shot at it.
Okay.
Let's see here. Slayer Hunter's Mark. Let me make sure I'm on the right one real quick. Hunter's Mark right there. First attack will be a 20.
That is going to hit.
Alright, so that'll do 17 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fire off a second shot. So it'll be Hunter's Mark plus Colossus Slayer. It'll be a 16.
That is going to miss.
Okay. So fire off a shot straight into the beast, and then just fire off another one too quickly. Just whew.
It's sort of like, as it's sharpening its claws, it sort of like bars its jaw as it looks towards the rest of the party, and then an arrow flies out from where it can't see, and sort of like stabs it right in the head area. It like sinks in and then falls out of the head as it sort of like shakes it off, but you can see that where it had hit it, there's like blue blood coming from the head. Next up is going to be Grisham. By rules of initiative.
I guess I'll just move there and draw my weapons this turn.
Is that as far as you can
Wouldn't
go?
it be Vincent? Because didn't he roll 19?
You said we have half movement, right?
No,
So
you
I
have
can
half
roll
movement
15.
on this blue stuff up here. Not on this. This is normal. That's normal terrain.
Yeah, I rolled 19.
Oh, then we'll put you right after Grisham.
Yeah,
But really, you should go before him.
sounds good.
I have you both in order. I just read this wrong. I thought Vincent was Venator on this sheet. You guys' names are too similar. That would
Kind
be
of like when everybody's
Should have
name
named
starts
him
with the letter
Sodakin.
M.
Sodakin Maglite would have been. a
Sodakin
better
Maglite.
character.
It's funny. It's just says the guy who names everything with the same letter.
Yeah. Cecily is a C. I haven't used that often.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I haven't used A's that often. Vincent, you're next.
Anna.
Okay. I am going to move up as well.
Ah, yes. You're all going into the main little room area there. That's nice.
Okay, I'm gonna get back here.
Okay. All right. Oh, you're staying near the danger tent. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. I'm going to. How many yards is it away? That's good enough. Alright, it's 10 yards away. I'm gonna do fireball on just it.
Okay.
Yes. And I was trying to get through my history again for the. Because it's been like a year and a half since we played. Try to figure out that website that has like all the spells and stuff on it.
Oh, it's because you don't know what Firebolt does?
Yeah, it's on there, but it doesn't. It's not very
Bolt or ball?
ball.
I can't look it up. Because if I look it up, it'll make the screen go away.
So fireball is.
Fireball is
Each
the
creature in a 20-foot radius sphere takes 8d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one.
Ah,
It
okay.
is a dexterity save.
What is your spell modifier?
It was
Grisham, what's your agility?
14.
What's your agility modifier? Or your dexterity modifier? Grisham?
For Grisham?
Yeah. Kevin?
What?
What's your dexterity modifier? I'm trying to balance this a little bit
4?
inside my head. Your dex modifier is 4?
Yeah, 18.
Okay, I'm gonna go
Dex.
with this then. Okay, I'm gonna save out of it, so I take half damage. You gotta roll 8d6. And I take half that. 22.
Alright.
So I take 11.
It's
good
8.
enough.
Landon, you missed 2d6. It's 8.
Oh, I did 6. 6. Okay.
Yeah, we'll let you reroll it.
I'll just add 2 to it. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Boom.
9. 22 plus 9 is 31. Half of 31 would be 15. So I'm gonna take this much.
0.5.
Yeah.
15 point.
Can't note
Okay.
that.
Which rounds up actually, if we're doing all this. Might as well.
Okay. No, I'm gonna round down.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. You don't know how much health this has. I could just be writing arbitrary numbers. You have no idea. Next up is going to be the creature's turn. As you throw down the fireball, you see that it begins to melt away. Hold on, I gotta get the map layer.
Did it melt any of the rough terrain?
It does appear to melt away some of the rough terrain here. That was put upon the ground. It melts the rough terrain away, and as it does, the cat like sort of lifts up its claws and sees like the water that's sort of streaming off of it. It's going to go ahead and dive forward, and let's move it up here. And it's able to make like one smooth movement forward. It's going to do one attack against Grisham here. So let's do Grisham 9, 13 versus AC.
So are birds,
15
we can see
AC.
them?
I'm sorry. Oh, you have 15 AC? So it misses you. It swings with the first claw. It's then going to attack with the second claw at, let's go ahead and do, can I hit you? How close is, I don't think I can hit Venator, so I gotta go with the second one to Grisham again. That's going to be 20, so that's going to hit you. Let's do this right here. Wow, I rolled really good there. Grisham, you take 11 points of damage, and you are bleeding. So the claws sort of sink into your skin, and you now have an open wound that is bleeding. You're going to take ongoing 1d4 damage. until you're able to stave off the bleeding. And
D4, starting next turn.
starting next turn, yeah. And yes, as it does that, it sort of like begins to suck in air, and you can see like this sort of like glowing in its chest begin to like, it goes from like a very light blue to sort of like a darker blue. It's going to be Venator's turn. Oh no, not Venator's turn.
Party members?
It's going to be Cantharion's turn because you went at the front. So Cantharion,
Right.
you're up.
Alright, so I basically just dashed, and then I'll use my bonus action to cast Magic Weapon. So now I have a Magic Weapon.
Okay, and it has
It glows blue.
it has concentration. So if you get hit, you have to roll to see if you can retain concentration.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay, and Shadow, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Guile.
Okay.
I mean, Grisham? Sorry.
Grisham.
That's
Yeah.
Street Fighter. That's Street Fighter.
He
Wait,
has
too much Street Fighter
another
5 recently?
character,
Sonic boom.
Grisham.
Grisham, that's gonna heal you 8 health, and it actually seals up the bleeding, so you are actually no longer bleeding. I'm gonna say bleeding. I don't know if 5th edition has rules for bleeding, like maimed. But the way that I do it is if you're healed, it closes it up, but there's actually no save out of it, unless you're able to like bandage it. That does, like, there's no, you can't like con save out of bleeding out. Does that make sense?
You can just will yourself to stop
You can't
bleeding.
just will yourself out of not bleeding anymore. Shadow, are you gonna move at all?
Cauterize my
Um,
wounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up a bit, but stay in the line of sight of everyone.
Next up is gonna be Vincent. No, Venator. God damn it, I'm rewriting this.
You're the worst. The worst kind of person. Oh, let's see here.
Where's the M on the face of the planet?
Okay. I'm going to move back. So I'm going to step back 10 feet and then proceed to fire off a couple more arrows. But I want to see if I can pinpoint and try and aim at its front legs that are kind of like swiping at people.
Okay, so you're trying to like,
To
are
try
you
and-
trying to like pin them down, or?
Not to necessarily pin them down, but to cripple them in such a way that it makes it harder to maybe attack at people, or
Okay.
maybe even like to move on
Okay.
its like front legs.
I like the idea of that. Let's go ahead and make a roll. Let's see if you can hit it.
Okay, so first roll. Make sure I got the right one here. So Hunter's Mark plus Colossus Slayer.
25. You are going to hit. Yeah, definitely.
24 points of damage.
24 points. That's a damn good hit.
Yeah.
Deal. All right. Okay. And as you sort of strike the claw, you see like it sort of dulls the claws that's on the hand. I imagine the arrow like sinks into the paw, but it actually dulls the claws as it comes in. I'm going to have to resharpen that claw before I can get bleeding damage on that claw again.
And then with my second shot, I'm gonna try and just do the same. I just aim for the same spot.
Okay. On the same hand,
Yes.
that's going to hit as well. So that will do 12 points of damage. And take this down to this. Okay, so you sort of like sink the first one in, and then you're able to sink the second one in. It only has bleeding damage on one attack. I'm gonna say it has it on the left claw, which is the second attack. Vincent, you are up next.
I'm going to do Chromatic Orb on it as fire. You look up the damage. And
Chromatic orb is 2d8, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Chromatic orb is almost there. Starts with a CH, not just a C.
And you have to roll to hit chromatic orb. So it's 1d20 plus your spell modifier.
It's 3d8.
3d8. Damn, that does a lot of damage.
So plus 3. Alright. Lovely.
That is going
That's
to
not gonna
miss.
do sh-
See, like, you like summon up this orb
Yeah.
and shoot it at it, but it's able to stealthily like move out of the way. The orb like flies past it and like hits these trees behind it, and like you see all these like birds and shit. They're like, oh shit, and like fly out of the way.
John Woo stuff.
Yeah. Grisham, you're up next. No longer bleeding.
I am going to take out my trusty ball of yarn,
Ooh.
and I'm going to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna just attack
It's
it.
not very effective.
He's gonna use a turnip.
I reach into my utility belt and I pull out my catnip grenade. I'm just gonna get it really high.
Now the cat's really high and thinks you're a monster.
But yeah, I'm just gonna attack.
You have advantage on this, right?
Yeah, I think I get
it's-
advantage because Cantharion's next to me, right?
I think it's just 2 people are next to the creature. I don't think he has to be next to you. I think you have advantage on anybody that you're attacking if you have an ally also adjacent to that creature.
Wait, what?
Huh?
That didn't work.
Yeah, it did. You crit. But you didn't do crit damage.
Yeah, I meant, that's what I meant. Why
Well, it
didn't I roll
does.
my damage?
So it's 21, right? It's 12 plus 9.
Yeah, but that's crit
It's not
miss
enough
damage.
dice, is it? Isn't it usually more dice?
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
Try it again.
I don't know what happened. No, it's fine. We can use that.
Okay, so it's
Because
12.
in the chat it rolled properly. I mean, it shows
Oh.
up. It just didn't roll all the 3D dice, which like confused me.
So are you supposed to do 21 damage with that?
If
12,
he had
12
advantage,
and
yeah.
9, yeah.
Okay. I thought you had advantage and you crit on your advantage. Because you rolled a
I did.
20.
But my crit was minimum damage, and my
Yeah.
Oh,
My-
Both of it.
my
Yeah, both
regular
those damage
attack
rolls
was-
were just weak.
that's weird.
Yeah.
That's,
So yeah, that's why it's
that's an unfortunate waste of a crit right there.
that's why it has like
Yeah,
the red
I-
boxes, is because it crit.
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
confused me.
I crit to hit, and I rolled nat ones on both my damage rolls.
Okay, how did you attack it? Like, what are you doing to it?
I just was using a dagger and nothing fancy. Just stabby,
Cool.
stabby, stab.
Stabby stab with like your
I
two
poked it.
with your 2 little daggers. As you poke at this creature, it sort of screams back at you. Before like you see that that its chest begins to tighten, and it opens its mouth. And as it's opening its mouth, you feel like this cold coming from its mouth towards the ground in front of you. This is going to hit Cantharion, it's going to hit Grisham, and it's going to hit Vincent.
Oh no!
I need all 3 of you to make dexterity saving throws for me, please. Cantharion's gonna save. Grisham's gonna save. Vincent is going to lose. So, Vincent, you are going to take... Let's see here. Let's do this right here. Aw, man, that's a shit roll. You take 3 damage. But... Now, we have... this. Well, it's covering you guys. I need to put it on the map.
My face.
So,
You are snared, Vincent. You cannot move. This ice has like sort of creeped across the ground and crawled up your leg, and you are now trapped inside this ice until you can make like a strength save to break out of it, or some other form of convincing me that you can get out. Meanwhile, this cat is going to disengage and then move over here as it begins to like sharpen the claw against the side of the wall. Next up is going to be Cantharion.
Can I move like through it basically without like? So can I move to there and then move to there without being in the difficult terrain?
It's going to take 2 points of movement to leave the difficult terrain that you're in.
So it's so like going to here instead of 5 feet would be 10 feet.
Correct.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh wow, you're able to get all the way there? I thought I was able to get away from you.
Waha, but I no longer have a magic weapon because I failed my concentration throw.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Or my constitution. Because it's just a constitution above 10, right?
Correct.
I got 7. Let us take 2 regular swings at it.
All right. You can try. That's going to be a miss. That's going to be a hit. So you do 6 points of
whole
damage.
damage.
There you go. And next up is Shadow.
Okay, I want to try to melt them out.
You have something that does fire, don't you?
Yes, and not a lot of damage.
It's what is it? It's like inner fire or holy fire.
No, it's a cantrip. Sacred Flame.
Sacred flame.
Since they want me to hit them, they don't need to do the dexterity save, right?
Correct.
And range is 60 feet.
Does it do damage?
Target effect is just one creature, it looks like.
So you can either melt the ice around, like around Grisham or around, Vincent and free him.
Is it connected on them? I mean, like, are they in the same block of ice? Or
Grisham was
how
able
is-
to dodge it, so he didn't get snared, but Vincent is snared.
Okay, I'm gonna do it at Vincent then. 10 radiant.
Okay. This would damage him, wouldn't it? It makes sense that it would. Right? Right?
So,
I don't
Right?
know.
so I mean, if she's
Are
targeting
you asking
the
me
ground,
permission to
Right.
damage?
Is she is she targeting the ground or is she targeting him?
I'm targeting the ice. I mean, it
How
says
is it
creature.
cast?
It says creature. Target area of effect is creature. It's the only fire thing I have.
I think this does damage to Vincent. I think that you free him, but I think it probably hurts. I mean, he's
Don't
stuck.
worry,
he's,
I can
he's
heal
in it.
you.
He's like in the shit. Okay, yeah, you take damage. Vincent, go. I'll give you half damage on Vincent. Vincent, you take 5 points of
Nice.
damage.
Sorry, Vincent.
It's okay. I can move now.
Yeah,
but
you
I'm
can move now.
in pain.
I can't move this one foot.
I want to take a moment to speak to him. Do you think you can get out your ring and summon your Ifrit?
Yeah. Almost forgot.
I'm wondering if they might be able to communicate with each other, or if you can somehow get it to cease fighting us.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Next up is
If nothing
Venator.
else, I have the talking thing. Forgot about
Venator.
Okay, well, I'm not moving or anything. I'm fine.
Is Grisham trapped or no?
Grisham is not trapped.
I am not trapped.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Yes.
go. Let's see here. I'm gonna move. Movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And then is that considered line of sight to hit the
I'm
creature?
gonna say it probably has cover. So you probably have to roll a disadvantage, but you can probably still hit it.
Butt might be hanging out.
Yeah.
See its tail.
It has cover, but you can probably hit it. You gotta roll disadvantage though.
Okay. Can I see its back leg by chance or no?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
All right. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna go around to the back of the thing there, and then I'm gonna attempt to shoot at its back leg.
Okay.
You know, really like hamstring the dude.
Okay. And it's going to miss.
12.
You got a 12. So you turn around the corner and you shoot it, and you were just off, so it like hits the wall and then ricochets to slightly to the left.
There's a blue color for when you crit one die and then you crit hit and then crit miss.
Wow.
It turns blue.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then with the second one, I'm gonna attempt to readjust and again hamstring the beast.
All right. That's also going to miss.
Not today, boys and girls.
Next up is Vincent.
All right, I'm gonna try to rub the ring, get Ifrit to come out.
Okay. Go ahead and do an Arcana check for me, please.
Okay. I thought it was animal handling or something last time.
I know what you have to roll to control it.
Okay.
Ah, fuck. I was hoping you would. All right, I'm gonna be fair. I'll let you summon it.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna let you do that, but oh well. Let me pull out the creature here.
Doesn't it radiate heat itself, so it might actually melt some of the...
That is correct. Go ahead and make an animal handling roll for me, please.
Alrighty.
Where's Ifrit on here? Oh, I have him saved as a person because you use him so often. Wow, 21. That's really good.
Totally handling.
Double 21.
Crit.
There's
I'm
no
gonna-
way he was failing that.
I'm gonna double this thing's health now. All right. So now we have a straight up Pokemon battle going on, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
So you summon this creature down. What do you? I'm gonna say on your turn you can either control it or you can control yourself. You have to pick between the two. So what do you want it to do since you've already decided to use it this turn?
Definitely it.
Okay.
Do you have it so he can control the token and move it?
No. I can
Is
give,
it roughly the same size, like in comparison to each other? They're
Roughly.
pretty much the same size.
I would say the dog is probably
Control
like larger in stature, but they're roughly the same size. Yeah.
I'll try to get it to like pounce it, like knock it down or something.
Oh, that sounds dope.
Yeah, it sounds awesome for Cantharian.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make a roll for that. So I'm gonna say that. All right, let's go ahead and do this right here. Ooh, I rolled an 18. That's really good. Ah, this is fucking cool. I've never fought against myself before.
Welcome to my
Quit
life.
hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Okay, so it dives on top of, or dives towards the creature. Let's go ahead and make an attack for this. So go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 4 is the modifier that I used whenever I attacked at this thing before.
Okay.
Ooh, that's gonna miss though.
Good old 8.
So it sort of dives forward and swings. Is it doing like a big sweeping swing? Is there a chance?
I
that
wanted
it
to
could
like a. You've seen a dog fight, right?
like pin, like you want to like pin it to the ground or whatever. I mean, it's not gonna do it because you missed.
I wanted to like this and like you know
Like
get him down.
like hop on top of it. Okay.
Yeah. Like
you guys realize it's a
suppress
dog
him.
backing a cat into a corner. They're gonna rear up.
Cantharion, make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh, that's my specialty, Rob. I was hoping you'd ask.
A 7. All right, I'll be easy. No, I'm not gonna.
Hey,
be
you got a crit in there.
You have a shitload of health.
I totally have advantage.
I'm not rolling a d6. I'm rolling something bigger than that. A d8. You take 8 points of damage. Okay. So this dog, as it leaps forward, isn't able to make it onto the cat, but its leg like sweeps down and knocks like Cantharion into the wall. So you like slam into this ice wall behind you, taking 8 points of damage. It like knocks the wind out of you for a second. Next up is Grisham. Now, Grisham, you have an interesting predicament because there's rough terrain in front of you and also a giant fucking dog thing in front of you.
Hey, but to that bonus, you have like sneak attack.
I'm No, I'm gonna hang out. I'm just gonna be like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna watch the big boss battle go on here. I'm not gonna step between the two crazy beast creatures. I'm gonna just sit here.
Let them fight.
So I am going to hold my action for the rest of the round, and if no developments come, then I am just going to not do anything.
Sweet, which means that it's my turn. The cat, as it sort of dodges out of the way of the dog, puts like one claw. It has now successfully sharpened its claws. Let me see if I'm going to recharge here. I do recharge. The cat lifts one claw up onto like the side of the wall, and the wall, which is like huge to you guys, is sort of these giant creatures are able to shrug it off. So it lifts one hand onto the claw and then pounces over the wall. It is going to jump on top of Venator here. So let me see if I can't hit you. 16 plus 4 is 20 versus AC.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, very nice. So let's go ahead and do 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And you are now pinned onto the ground. I'm going to do a second attack on you with one of my claws. That's going to be a 20 also. So you're going to take 9 points of damage, and you're now bleeding. So it just dove over the wall, jumped on top of you, and then just like brought one claw down and just sunk it into your chest. Cantharion, it's your turn.
Alright, so I shake off the beating I just received from a friendly, and then walk back up and try to take a couple more swings at it.
I love that you're just casually walking across the map.
Making sure, I'm keeping myself honest.
That is going to miss. That is going to hit.
And we'll do just an extra D8 of Divine Smite on that last one.
Okay. Extra 2 points of damage. So this right here.
That's all I got.
And next up is Shadow.
I'm going to heal Venator.
Probably a good idea. I just did a lot of damage to him.
Yeah.
6 points of... Man, you are not rolling good today.
What is wrong with my heals?
I think it's like your guys' internet, because you both are just crit missing like crazy.
Yeah, my internet call says that I'm in yellow for the call.
So, Venator,
wait,
you
no,
heal 6
yes.
points of damage and you're no longer bleeding. Shadow, are you gonna move at all?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna back up a bit from where that thing is. Let's see. But I want to stay line of sight. I'm just gonna move right there.
Alrighty. Next up is Venator. You're
Okay,
still
so
pinned.
Alright, so no longer bleeding, but I'm pinned.
You are no longer bleeding, but you are pinned on the ground.
Am I able to reach at my sword and
Sure.
unsheath it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to, like, grab down at my sword, and then, as I'm unsheathing it, slash at the leg that's pinning me down, and then I'm also going to do an ensnaring strike on the creature at 2nd level.
Okay.
So let's see here.
This is the top of the new round, right, Rob?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say that I moved at the end of the last round.
Okay,
That's
probably
why
a
I
good
moved my
idea.
token.
Yeah.
So I moved 15 feet because half movement.
Yep,
rough
half
terrain.
movement through that terrain.
So let me see if this does the thing or not. Ooh. 17.
That's going to hit.
Okay, so it hits, and it's going to do 24 damage.
Damn right it is.
And then it is going to be grasped in vines, and you have to make a 13, a DC 13 strength check with advantage, because you're larger than me,
Okay.
on your turn. And then for my second attack, or I guess it would be my second attack. I'm just gonna, as I bring the sword across and I slash it with vines, I kind of like switch it to where the sword point is now down. I'm just gonna try and drive the sword down into the leg of the beast.
Okay.
Or the foot.
That sounds cool. Into the foot, through the foot, into you.
Yeah. 14.
That is a shame. That's gonna miss.
Okay. So at the beginning of your turn, you are going to take 2d6 of damage, and then you get to make a strength saving throw.
That's pretty cool. Can I not move?
If you fail, then I believe you cannot.
Ah, okay. Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, you're like ensnared.
Vincent is up next.
All right. Still controlling Ifrit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Okay. I'm gonna get him to like climb over the walls and like. Instead of doing the pounce thing, we'll do like a bite, like the back of the neck or something.
Okay.
You know, jump on him, bite him, just like that.
So you're gonna move him like over there.
Yeah, but like. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 4.
Right.
21. That is going to hit. Roll 3d8s worth of damage. Six.
Damn.
Not great. Not great, guys. Not great. Let's take this down to this right here. All right, almost halfway there. Next up is going to be Grisham.
And I attack! Trying to make it more exciting.
Oh. Trying to change the music. The music was getting on my nerves. 24 is going to hit, and that's a 17 points of damage, so that's not bad.
I don't know. Where's the rest of my dice? Where's my dice?
It's been
Just
so
rolling a d20 and nothing else.
all
I
your
don't
dice
understand.
thought we weren't playing either. Next up is going to be the creature.
So take 2d6.
2d6 worth of damage. So I take 6 damage. So it takes down to this.
And then you get to make a strength saving throw with advantage.
With
to these
advantage. I
13.
gotta get over 13. I rolled a 7 and a 5. The strength of this thing is 3.
Hell yeah.
So I did not save
So-
out of it, so I cannot move.
So you are restrained, and you can use one of your actions to try and make another strength saving throw during your turn.
Okay. Can I still attack?
I don't know what the rules are on restraining.
Um,
I'll have to look that up.
for the
Let's
sake
see here.
for the sake of not having to look it up, I'm gonna make one attack against Kentherion and one attempt to break out. So my attack against Kentherion is going to be a 16 versus AC.
No, I deflected.
So it like the vines hold it back enough that it can't that it crashes into your shield and your feet sink back into the snow as it does it. I want to make a second attempt to break out, and I rolled a nat 1, so I did not break out. Next up is Kentherion.
We'll do 2 more mundane swings. Because I am all tapped out. We did not rest between the last fight and this one.
No, we did not.
That's gonna hit. That's also gonna hit. There you go. It's got 12 points of damage on it. Not bad.
I am consistently rolling 3s. That is impressive.
Shadow, it is your turn.
I'm gonna try one more time to heal Venator a bit because he's still hurting pretty badly there.
Yep, he is.
Oh, so it looks
Sorry,
like
I
when
was
you're
scrolling around on my thing. Here we go.
19. Damn.
hey yo, nice.
Well, that would have been nice if I healed him like that the first time. And
Crit a heal.
The spell once.
So it looks like when you're restrained, your speed becomes 0, so you can't move. Any attacks made against the creature have advantage, and the creature's rolls have disadvantage.
Oh.
And the creature has disadvantage to dex saving throws.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll have to take that into account the next time we come back around to it. Venator, you are up next.
Okay.
You still haven't gotten out from underneath it.
I still have not gotten out from underneath it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll heal myself 19 in a second. Let's see here. So it's still restrained. So, still underneath it. Again, going to just drive my sword down into the creature's foot.
17 is going to
17.
hit.
It'll do 15 points of damage. And then releasing it again, just stabbing downwards as I'm just pinned down by this animal. All of a sudden, just like magic radiating from the vines that have just been cast up from nowhere. Just bloodlust in my eyes. And an 11.
11, not bad. That's actually gonna miss. That's actually terrible.
Yeah.
Next up is Vincent.
Okay, we just gonna keep thrashing at it with different because it does way more damage than me.
With
So
the giant dog thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Before you do that, make an animal handling check for me, please.
Gotcha.
$18. Okay, you're able to keep it out.
Okay, good. It'd be a lot weaker if not. Where's it at? Over here. Damn.
10. That is going to miss. So as it's like sort of like thrashing into it, I imagine like the ice begins to form on the back of this creature, and it's able to block able to stave off the attacks for it. Almost like armor that's like sort of building up around it. Let's see, Grisham, you are up, bud.
I guess I'm just gonna keep attacking it. Try to get Venator out of there.
Okay, so you're attacking like the hand that hasn't the claw that hasn't pinned into the ground.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep kind of attacking what seems to be the weak point that's already taken the damage.
Okay. $15 is going to miss, unfortunately. Next up.
That crit roll on the damage, though.
Yeah,
Why?
that's unfortunate.
Why?
Oh man, that's so sad. Next up is me. I am going to try and save out of this. Do I take the damage again?
Yeah, you take 2d6 at the start.
Good lord, this is insane. 7 points of damage.
And then you get the save now.
All right.
With advantage.
Let's see if I can get out of this. I can. Yes, 18. All right. So as it like breaks away from the vines, it like pulls one claw up in the air. It's gonna go like full force into Venator here. So I'm gonna take 2 attacks against you. One is going to be a 16 versus AC, and one is going to be a 15 versus AC.
Those both miss.
Both miss. Dang it. Alright, I recharged the breath before, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do the breath again against Venator and Grisham. So if you guys could make dex saves for me, please. It like reaches its hands up and swings both at you, and you're able to like roll out of the way of both of them, but as it does that, it brings its head down and like breathes this ice out.
Oh my god.
Grisham's gonna fail. Venator, you succeed, so you are not snared by this. Grisham, you are gonna be snared by this.
I don't have advantage, man.
Am I no longer pinned?
You are no longer pinned,
Woo.
but you are prone. Grisham, you take 7 points of damage, and you are stuck in the ice.
Alright, I'm gonna do uncanny dodge and that, take half damage.
Okay. Probably a good idea.
I assume I still take the stuck part though.
Yeah, you still got the stuck part.
Does he take 4 damage then?
4 damage.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
do I take how much?
You take none.
I take none.
Yeah. It's basically like making all this rough terrain everywhere Next up is going to be Cantharion.
Well, I straighten up my armor and I take 2 more mighty mundane swings.
I really should have let you guys rest it before this. It would have been much more exciting.
You were like, so nobody does anything? I was like, I feel like there's something we should be doing right now. Oh well, onward.
Well, like, so when we were still in the room, I was like, oh yeah, we should sleep on it, and then we ended up like getting the gimmies on the puzzle because I was like, I'm tired. I need my spells back.
It's going.
We were outside on the balcony for at least 8 hours talking to that chick. So I mean,
You know,
Felt
went
like
to the
8
mouse,
hours.
went to the mouse house, chilled out, took a little couple of mouse naps.
But at the time getting there, that was rest, right?
Guys, I love the
I mean, it's
mouse
like
house.
7.5 hours. Come on, you can give us the 30 minutes, Rob. Cut us a break.
Okay. It's going to take 16 points of damage there with those 2 attacks that you got. Shadow, you're up next.
Let's see.
I am surprisingly unable to hit you guys. I am not doing as much damage as I thought I would.
I think I'm gonna have to mosey on around this way. I can only move 15 feet. And that's it.
So you want to stay?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right. Next up is Venator.
Am I? So I'm prone. Am I able to stand up?
Yes, you can stand up.
Okay, I will stand up, and then as I do so, I will slash upward at the paw that is I've been kind of like working on.
Cool.
And we will go here. You
26 is going to hit.
Ooh, looks like that's a crit.
That is a crit
Yeah.
right there.
So as I get up, I just friggin' take my sword up and just slash like right between the toes, like right in the webbings there.
Ugh,
And
that
do
sounds like
17 points of damage. And as I do that, then I drive it down to try and slash that same mark.
Nice. That's like a really bad paper cut.
And I completely miss because that chunk is just eviscerated
on.
after that first attack.
And then they come back down. There's nothing.
Whoosh. Yeah.
Vincent, you're up next.
I just tabbed over and it exit out of. Hang on.
Oh no, Grisham, you're up next while Vincent comes back.
I attack at disadvantage now because I'm frozen in the ice. Is that
Correct.
how long am I frozen in the ice for?
So you can either
Forever?
break free with like a strength check, or something melts you out of it. You could probably use your action to try and break free.
What do I want to do?
Vincent, if you want to use your turn, you can use your turn while he thinks, since technically you're supposed to
Okay.
go before.
Alright, yep. It went a lot faster than I thought. I'm gonna attack with the big dog again.
Sweet, go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Shit. That's not the animal handling check.
You sure you don't want to use that one?
No.
You don't have enough badges to handle this animal, bro.
8. Alright, you lose control of the creature, so the creature actually
Nice.
goes back into the ring.
Okay. I'm just gonna move this way then. As far as I can. I think it's about right there. Right?
What's
So
your
I can move
movement? Because you have to take double movement on here. This is like 10,
Whatever, like, basic.
20. I think you can only get to about like here.
Well, he's a gnome, so that means he only has what 25 movement anyway for his
Yeah.
base because he's small.
I think you're stuck there.
Okay. Wherever I can get, like, around that side. However long.
I think that's as far as you can get if you're attempting to get over here.
That's fine. I'll just move there then.
Sweet. Okay. That means it's my turn. Well, only 4 of you fell into my trap. One of you did not. The cat, as it looks around, sees the ice that's on the ground, and it sort of rears back and like slams into the snow. And as it slams into the snow, these ice stalagmites that you saw coming up to this fight like rise up out of the ground. Anybody that's standing on ice is going to get hit with this attack. So that would be.
I did not fall onto the trap. The cat creature fell onto me and created a trap.
That would be.
I was kiting it really well.
The Grisham. It's everyone but Cantharion, actually. Yeah. So that's going to be this right here. 11 points of damage for anybody who's standing on the ice as these like shards of like the spikes come up and like into you. None of you are pinned to the ice by any means, but you all get hit by that. So 11 points of damage to anybody who is standing on ice during that time. So that would be Vincent, Grisham, Shadow, and Vincent. Is anybody incapacitated from that? Nope. Okay, cool. Next up is Cantharion.
Oh, seeing all my friends just destroyed by these devious ice spikes, I steel myself with 2 more furious blows.
That's gonna miss, and that's gonna miss.
Steal harder.
Shadow, you're up.
Okay, I'm still gonna make my way over the way I was going. Let's see. Now, up against that edge on the top here, that's not rough terrain, right?
No, that is not.
Okay, cool. So I can make it to it in 10 feet and then travel. I think. Because that would count as going like 5, right?
It's like 10 to get here. And then 5.
10 to get here.
Yeah, so
and then
like 15 to get there, I think.
15 to get there. So
Yeah.
then I could travel 15 from there. So I'd
Correct.
be
So you
right
get
there.
you get there, yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna do.
All right. Next up is Venator, who is just impaled by spikes.
Yeah, I'm fine. That heal was clutch.
Yeah.
I
I was really hoping she wouldn't heal you that much because I was like, oh man, I got 4 of them on the ice now.
Can I see if it's like how it's looking? Like
It looks
It's
pretty
generally-
roughed up.
pretty muffed up, eh?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, I am going to. Where am I? Where are my weapons? What am I doing? Who are you people?
What year is it?
I am going to, I guess, just keep working on that leg, that same one that pounded down the ice into the ice that shattered into me.
Okay.
Hack away at it. Thought I had monologue, but I don't have monologue.
Nope, that's gonna miss. You are going to swing and a miss.
And then on the backswing.
That's also gonna miss. You swing the first time, you miss it entirely. You swing the second time, and it just sort of grazes
completely-
off of it.
Dazed by icicles flying up into my face.
Giant fucking ice spikes like sinking themselves into your legs and shit. Vincent.
I think. Wait, actually, and then I'm gonna use a Well, how would disengaging on rough terrain work? Can I try and disengage the creature?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess it's a matter of like, can I disengage? Because I don't think there's trying.
I don't
There's
think
just-
you can disengage. Like even if you like disengage, like you're still gonna move into melee range of it. Because it's
Okay,
sort of
then
like
I guess I'll
overlapping your square right now. Like if you move
Yeah,
back a
it's true.
square,
Okay.
I
I
guess
will,
technically you can move back like here, and it wouldn't be.
Yeah, but what's the creature's reach anyway? I mean,
I
can
didn't
you really?
factor that in when I looked up a schematic to use for this creature.
Yeah, forget it. I'm in
I didn't
rough
write
terrain.
that down.
Let's just
Just
say
so
I won't
big.
disengage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really fucking big. Like really, its reach should be like 5 or 10 feet.
No, yeah, it's fine. I'll just stay where I am.
All right, Vincent, you are up, dog.
Alright, I'm going to shoot a firebolt at the wall. and try to blast enough to shoot through it next time. You know?
Oh, you're gonna like blast a hole into the wall?
Yeah.
That sounds
essentially,
fucking cool. Okay. I'm gonna give the wall 10 health, and let's see if you blast a hole through it.
All right. I don't know what the actually it's
2d10.
1d10. Yeah, it's 1d10.
No, it's 2 because you're level 5
Oh yeah.
or 6. But yeah, it's 2.
Oh my
5.
god.
You sort of, so you blast the wall and you see like pieces of stone flying away, but you're not able to break a full hole through it. That was a really fucking cool idea, though.
Yep.
Do you move at all?
Out of the ice stuff. Here.
he's like, oh, I don't want to get stabbed by giant ice spikes again.
Yeah.
Next up is Grisham, who was also just impaled by ice spikes.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a strength check to try to break free of the ice.
Probably a good idea.
Oh my god.
Not at all. So like
It's
this,
cold and
this
weak.
ice just like shot up from the ground and like stabbed you like in like 3 different like through like your thigh and your femur and shit like that.
Can't feel my legs.
And then you're like hacking
ain't got
away
no
at
legs.
it, trying to like break free, but it's doing no good. You can still attack it if you want to.
Or faint. Whichever you feel like doing.
Or like give in to the sweet embrace of death.
Play dead. Cats don't play with their food. Wait.
21 points of damage. Good lord. Jesus.
Yay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a hero.
It is the cat's turn. Oh
So
man.
you should have attacked the ice with that.
Did Landon fall over?
You are snared.
Oh, there he is.
You're snared, aren't you, Grisham?
I am snared and impaled and...
And that gives me advantage against you?
Shut your face.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit you 2 times.
No, that's metagaming. You can't do that.
Okay, I'll only hit you once. No, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna hit you 2 times. Oh wow, or I'm not. 10 versus
Bring it.
AC. I rolled a 6 and a 2. That's for the first attack.
I'm gonna ride that paint
The
train.
second attack is going to be a 15 versus AC.
15.
Does that hit?
Yeah, that's a hit. 15 is my AC.
Goddamn right it does. We're gonna do this right here.
Rob's putting on his big boy pants.
Ooh, that's one of those big boy pants. You're gonna take 7 points of damage, and you are now bleeding. So you're gonna take ongoing 4 unless you're healed.
Fantastic.
Bro, I'm
So
pretty sure I
now
packed off like some
now
of those claws right
I'm
now.
impaled, bleeding, and frozen to the ground.
You are just like
And
an ice shish kebab. And then, do I want to move? I kind of do. Oh, but it's getting so late. No, I'll stay here.
I want to move, but for the sake of finishing this.
Yeah. Kid Therion, it's your turn.
Alright, 2 swings.
I mean,
really-
you could move, but then you'll just give
What?
the 3 of us an attack of opportunity against it.
Miss and hit. All right, it's looking pretty roughed up right now. It's like it's bleeding out of numerous parts of its body, and you can see that it's showing a sign of weakness. Shadow, you are up.
Okay, I am going to. Hi, Cantharian. How are you doing? I'm going to lay my hands on him.
She is like
I'm not in the wall.
she is killing heals today. She can't hit shit, but she is killing heals today.
I haven't tried to hit anything.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Too busy trying to keep us alive.
Cantharion, you heal 19 points of damage. I couldn't kill you if I wanted to.
Cantharian, just real quick, what does that bring you? How much
I look
total
really good.
damage?
No, I look great.
He looks handsome. It like fixed his hair.
I mean, are you at 0? What?
He
I don't
had,
know what
he had
number
like
I'm
some acne and it's all totally gone.
You look beautiful.
Next
look
up
9
is
undamaged.
Venator. Venator, how are you looking?
Let me see how I'm looking. I'm looking pretty decent, you know. I'm kind of like, you know, sweat's dripping off the brow. I'm kind of heaving, but it's still fine. I'm still like got the bloodlust in my eye, and I'm just ready to go at this thing. So I kind of
how's Grisham looking?
Grisham's looking a little, he's looking rough around the edges, not gonna lie.
All right.
Well, I
Venator-
had to run all the way over here.
you say that as he's bleeding, like impaled.
I got icicles sticking out of my chest, you know, my boots are frozen, there's blood pooling under my legs.
Venator, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do some of that really unnecessary, you know, like Final Fantasy attack stuff. Where
Good, because
I
you're
kind of,
probably
like,
gonna kill it if you hit it.
I turn the blade and I go to slash it with the backhand, and then I do some like twirl, and then I try to like overhead slash it with the second
I
attack.
imagine it's like that scene from Skyrim where he like jumps up in the air and he's coming down with the axe.
Yeah, it's or just like when you're like I said, Final Fantasy, you're just kind of standing there and you just see that unnecessary like swirl of attack.
Yeah.
That just you don't know why they're swinging around like that, but they are.
That's gonna
Okay.
miss. So you missed
Alright,
the first
so for
one. So you're coming down for the coup de grace.
So now we're coming down with the sword above the head. Woo!
Oh, you
a
crit.
fail and a crit.
You crit.
Damn it.
If you would have had advantage, so that's gonna fail.
He doesn't have advantage on attacks?
Nope, not on that attack.
It looked really good though.
Yeah. And I guess that means that Vincent, you might get Vincent. I don't think you can get line of sight of it to finish it off.
I could, but I would kill everyone.
Yes, yes, you
TPK.
would.
If it won't hit me, it'll be fine.
Do you want the killing blow? How bad do you want that killing blow?
No, they'll be pissed. I already did it one time.
You'd get
Like,
so
we've already
many
done
kills,
this
folks.
before. I'm just gonna keep chipping away. I'll just roll the same thing.
Oh, you're gonna attack the wall again?
Yeah, see if I can get through it. Just in case, you know.
Oh,
They
you
could all
definitely got
miss.
through the wall.
Yeah, you
So
destroyed it.
You blew a hole
Yeah.
through the wall, so let's go ahead and draw that out here. Like
I'll
this
pass
whole
turn.
area of the wall is like blown out. You can see through that. It's like you created a little window. Oh wow, it turned like white. That's dumb. Put this on there and build a little window. There you go.
Beautiful.
And
Nice.
Grisham, you're up. Maybe you can get the coup de grace.
Grisham, I'm feeling so bad that I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna just like sort of hold the dagger out above my head, and I'm just gonna kind of fall forward onto it and hope that I stab it as I fall down. That's what's gonna go on.
If
right
you
here.
don't hit it, I'm going to hit you next turn.
Well,
Just
it'll
giving yourself
probably
up to
kill me.
prone.
I'm just going to tell you I'm going to hit you next turn if you don't hit this.
Look, this thing just fell prone.
Oh, you did it.
And
You
he
hit it hard too.
critted on the damage, yeah.
You like fall forward, you're like slowly, you're like kind of blacking out a little bit, but you thrust forward and you're able to stab into it. You stab into like a major artery, and it like it leans its head back and sort of screeches into the air. And as it screeches into the air, you can hear that same sort of like ear-piercing scream that you had heard before. That sounds sort of like a crazy concoction of the winter air blowing really, really heavily, and also that sort of scream of the creature. It rears back and slowly falls back onto the ground before like falling into the snow limp, and yeah, you have in fact bested it. As it lays down into the snow, it slowly begins to sort of sink away, and the ice that was on the ground begins to sort of melt ever so slightly to the point where you're able to break free from it. We are going to go ahead and leave it here because it is getting a little late, but
my hit points, my hit
I
points.
was gonna say, do I now have line of sight of him?
yes, you now have line of sight of him.
Because I'm gonna use this at level 3.
Oh.
Do I recover any? I want to look real quick.
You do it at level 3, and it gives me the lowest. It's your lowest heal of the night.
Yeah,
That.
because I was doing the the distance spell. Otherwise, I'd have to run up and touch you with the touchy spell.
Is that? Am I able to recover
Nobody
any
wants
arrows
that.
from this fight?
The touchy spell.
Nobody wants the touchy spell.
Yeah. Oh no, please. I'm fine. I'm cool.
No, not the touchy spell. Anything with that.
Rob, am I able to recover any arrows from this fight as I kind of just survey the battle?
I would say that you could recover 2. You can recover the 2 that you missed whenever you shot off the wall, but you can't recover any of the ones that went into the creature. I don't think. I think those are probably for naught. As
I'm just
the
gonna
ice,
take my boots off to escape the ice.
as the ice
like,
slowly melts away, we're gonna pick back up right here the next time that we play. But as the ice slowly melts away, you notice that there is a there appears to be some sort of like sigil that's on the ground here. It's worn away, but it is hidden underneath that ice, and the creature was on top of it, almost as if it was like nesting on top of that. Although you may not know what it is at first glance, you can feel both Venator and Vincent can feel a sense of magic in the air, and you feel the warmth of that magic, and slowly but surely this everlasting winter, although it's hard to tell as the cold has creeped deep into your bones, you can feel that ever so slightly the temperature is beginning to change. And as this reveals itself, you can't help but wonder if the plot will only thicken from here.
Much like the ice that has encased you, the plot is going to thicken.
Yes. What other
The broth will thicken.
what other traps has Rob planned inside of his head?
He hasn't. He's actually got to plan that out within the next couple weeks here.
That's not entirely true. There's more stuff on here. You guys didn't get as far as I thought you would because obviously time.
He has to go to bed and
I
get up
have
and
to go to bed.
We
'cause
could
I'm
go
a
further.
child. Yeah.
We can just play without him.
And now I'm gonna bring in our new DM, my cat.
I love Mike Hat.
So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end it off there. You guys finally got to the fight that I wanted to do. Oh my god, I planned this out so long ago. So I finally got to do this fight. I was hoping that it would kind of go longer. I was originally gonna give this thing way more hit points, but I was like, oh shit, it's getting late. So let's go ahead and divvy out some experience. You actually defeated a big boss today, which is something that you guys don't do all the time. So I'm gonna give 1,100 experience to each of you. Upon searching in like the no, fuck it. I'm not gonna give it to you today. Maybe I'll give it to you next week. I'm not gonna worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and pick up right
No
here.
spoilers.
No spoilers. Yeah, we'll pick right back up here again.
Now we know there is something.
Did anybody form any bonds today? We didn't do a whole lot. We just did like Cecily Nantel, the druid, and this creature thing, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we'll just go straight to the outro, and then we can chill out and talk afterward, like we are ought to do. As always, my name is Captain Rob, also known as Robert Steinberg. I'm an aspiring voice actor and film actor out of Los Angeles, California. You can find me here at this channel, or you can follow my Twitter, which is twitter.com/@CaptainRobbed. Also, you can check out our YouTube channel, which has all the episodes that we've done so far. And also this episode will be on there as well. I want to thank everybody who showed up to watch and everything, because it's always fun to have you guys in here. To the right of me, we have Chris. Chris, where can everybody find you?
I'm Canthurion on all the social media things, and yeah, I know that Rob's got some stuff going on this month. I have a terrible work schedule, like the worst work schedule. So I think we're gonna try to do maybe a couple of Saturdays this month, hopefully. But yeah, it was fun. I'm glad we got to get together, and I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah. And underneath Chris, we have Landon. Landon, where can everybody find you?
All the information ever is on my Twitch page. I'm a mod in here, so you can just click from there.
Very cool, very cool. Landon, who is hopefully going to be doing some Overwatch. If any of us can get Overwatch.
Yeah. Oh
babies.
yeah. I got like some things in the works with that.
Yeah.
They're looking good, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with them or not.
They're gonna be
so.
looking really good when we can actually play that fucking game.
Oh yeah.
Are you
Underneath,
gonna get us all beta keys?
we're working on it.
We got to get ours first.
Yeah.
I already have a beta. Oh,
I've
wait, you guys
been
still don't have
sitting
beta
outside
keys?
of Blizzard Activision with like
Yeah.
a mug like for days, and I haven't been able to do it at all.
Yeah, we just got a weekend. That's it.
have beta keys over here. Jillian, where can everybody find you?
I'm doing art on Patreon. Oh, I guess it's too blown out. You can't see that. There we go. Like this. These are some coloring pages that I'm working on.
Ooh.
Um,
Everybody likes
they're
coloring.
miniature coloring book pages on watercolor paper. And I'm going to be offering stuff like that on my Patreon. I'll put the link in the chat.
Nice, very nice. Everyone likes art. I love art. Art's great. Don't teach your kids to enjoy the arts, or else they're not going to make any money, just like the rest of us. To the left of Jillian, we have Kevin. Kevin, where can everybody find you?
I'm just right here, staring as hard as I can at your soul.
Never blinking.
Never blinking.
If
If you want to
the
see
never
me, you can
blinking
come
eye.
watch one of the videos on Rob's YouTube channel, and you will see me staring
It's just-
maniacally at you.
It's just Kevin and CBS, the never blinking eye.
But but yeah, I'm on. I've got a DeviantArt page. I do some artwork and stuff too. I lurk on Jillian Ivy's streams occasionally, and that's about it.
Very cool. And last but most certainly not least, we have my best buddy Joe, who's directly beneath me. Joe, where can everybody find you?
You can't. You, if
Too dark in his
Just turn the
room.
lights on.
yeah, nope. It's dark. It's
Once we
black as
stop,
night.
once we stop playing, the computer goes off, and it's just blackness.
Black as night. No. If you want to find me, I guess you could look on Twitter at Joe Covered Mountain. I constantly retweet random stuff about Twitch, Magic the Gathering, and other sorts of games. Or I guess on Battle.net, just grinding Hearthstone because Landon hates me for some reason.
Gotta get
Other
that.
than that,
Gotta get that legend,
that's
man.
me. Yeah, one day maybe. One day. Still, you gotta collect cards. Gotta collect them all.
So with that being said, I once again want to thank everybody who joined up, who hung out to watch. By all means, hit that follow button if you did like it, so that way you know every time that we go live. Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight, and I hope you guys did too. Sorry for the short session because I'm an
Life.
adult and I have to do adult things. So
Point.
hopefully we'll
Yep,
have some more
past your
stuff.
bedtime.
Yeah, I know, right? Hopefully we'll have some more stuff coming up. Hopefully we'll have some more Dungeons and Dragons. I also kind of wanted to plan out some more one-offs and maybe give some of our other players a chance to DM if they wanted to do something like that, which would also give me the ability to play a playable character, which I look forward to. But yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for coming, guys. And as always, happy hunting. I'm actually not turning the stream off. I'm
He's just gonna make this a GIF.
I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna leave it on the whole time. I'm gonna change
It's
the
gonna be
new
awesome
waiting
GIF.
wallpaper to just us doing gun fingers like this.